So we do external storage and peripherals, and for Mac, Windows, and Linux. We try to make everything cross-platform. We've been doing external storage like SCSI, RAIDs for some time now, and really we're in the professional market and have moved to kind of widen the market because more consumers were buying storage. We wanted to take like a professional product and make it simple enough for an everyday average computer user to use. For example, this year, in 2007, we're really focusing on bringing the professional solutions and simplifying them, like networking, RAID, and biometrics. And that's kind of the big push for this. So what we do is simplify everything for you. I've never set up a network before, but we have a new drive range called Ethernet Disk Mini and Ethernet Big Disk. And this is like a small office, home office, multimedia, file sharing system that you can have it set up pretty quickly. It's pretty plug and play. And that's been kind of a big goal for us this year, is to really kind of make these things that seem complex really simple for the end user. Another one is RAID. We've been doing RAID boxes for a while, and we went into the network RAID recently. Last Thursday we announced the Ethernet Disk RAID, which is more of like a small business kind of thing. But it's just the start of something which we will have more network RAID devices, in all ranges, including consumer level as well. There's been so much focus on data security and data theft, ID theft, that we wanted to provide a solution that is simple to use, that you can take with you, port with you around if you want to, but your data is going to be safe if you take it around with you. And it's a range of safe hard drives, we call them, that have biometric sensor on top, where you swipe your finger over the top to lock and unlock the drive. And there are varying degrees of security levels on each. We have 3 different safe hard drives. The one we just announced was the D2 Safe hard drive. It's in our, the same sturdy kind of aluminum alloy case that most people are used to seeing in our D2 Extreme range, which has triple interface in the back. So FireWire 800, FireWire 400, and USB 2. So you have 3 interfaces plus the biometric sensor on top, as well as 128-bit AES encryption, which is actually the strongest level of encryption you can get. So I mean, no one's getting into this thing if they find it. A couple other solutions in that look more like the FA Porsche design boxes, but they're also biometrics that have the same sensor on top. They're not as secure in terms of one has encryption, one doesn't have encryption. It's just like maybe if you're at home and you just want pretty straightforward protection. So we wanted to be able to present this range. We announced biometrics about 1.5 years ago now, and are continuing to build interest in this, line, as there's so much focus on security, when you're taking your information around everywhere. From like a consumer level all the way up to a corporate level. Something else we launched for consumers this year was the D2 Quadra. So instead of 3 interfaces, it's got 4 interfaces in one. So we added eSATA to the triple interface, as well as on the front now there's the blue button on our drives that you can push, which is called the shortcut button, which launches any application, which we've included EMC backup software as well. So you can do backup, you can launch iTunes, you can launch whatever application you use. There's a 750 gig single drive out now, but we kind of, it's expensive, availability is not very good. We're kind of waiting for the 1 terabyte to come out, single disk. And, everyone is expanding storage so much with photos, multimedia, all that stuff, so they're just buying more and more all the time. We found actually that like the single disk, 500 gigs, 1 terabytes, those are going off the shelves pretty quickly. We actually use drives from all the different manufacturers. We qualify certain drives to work with different cases. We want to make sure that they are the right size, the right heat, dissipation, vibration, all that kind of stuff. So we do use all 4. I mean, we have to make sure we get drives from many different sources, so we have them in stock all the time. We have so many SKUs, we want to make sure we have availability. That's in terms of how we compete with them in like the consumer market. We are really competitively priced compared to a lot of what they do. LaCie's been around, doing these kind of external storages boxes for a long time. We have a much wider range of storage than they do. I mean, they do the kind of straightforward bread and butter drives. We have all these other things like I was mentioning, the Square, the rugged, those things that our technology technologies that they don't have. They don't do that. They might see us doing it and eventually follow that. And we build all the drives in the U.S. and we build them and we have a headquarters in Paris as well. So we kind of have these places where
it's not made in Asia.
We have like the D2 drives are made built in the U.S. built in Europe. Some of our other drives, they come to us complete. We give them the specs, they've done them for us. But the solid drives that we sell a lot of, those are built by us. And I think that we can save maybe some of it. We have a terabyte, for example, for $400. That's pretty low price. 1 terabyte. We have a 2-year warranty on our Quadra drives, the new drives that we just announced last Thursday, and you can expect to see us, go toward a higher year warranty this year. We actually just made an announcement with a company called Accentra yesterday, and it seems like that. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the other ones perform myself, but from what I know of Accentra, that I think that what we're going to do is going to be able to provide access from anywhere. It's like a web-based access to your storage box. So LaCie will eventually, end of this quarter, have a new personal server based on the Accentra HipServe software. So I think we'll have more on that, as it develops. But we just announced something with them yesterday.